Hi everyone, I'm Angela. Welcome to another episode of Project Analysis. And today we are going to talk about another very anticipating project at Queenstown, Penrith. So today, instead of all the sharing of all the floor plans, I would like to say more about the some pros and cons of buying Penrith, and we will go through the fact sheet and the unique mix, and also is there any exit strategy for Penrith, and also what's next after Penrith if you didn't happen to buy Penrith. So first of all, let's start with the project info. Okay, so Penrith is the developer is by two established developer, Hong Leong and Guacoland. So it's located at Margaret Drive, along District 3. In total, we have 462 units with two tower block of 40 stories. And this time around, the unit type is only about 2 to 4 bedrooms, and the expected TOP is about 2029, 1st of April. As I mentioned, unit mix, right, for this time, right, for Hong Leong and Guacoland, right off the 1 bedroom this time round, so they only start off with a 2 bedroom and all the way to 4 bedroom. Developer this time round is actually more for looking for thing towards like owners that's for own stay, so rather than for investment. So actually I think the 1 bedroom is being not included into this development. Let's look at the site plan. So for Penrith itself, all the units are actually at a north-south orientation. So this side will be actually facing the north, and this side will be actually facing the south side. The north side will be actually facing at the back of Margaret Drive. So if you're familiar with the area, so currently now Margaret Drive, the back, you were actually able, for this side, all the facing this side, you were able to see like all the GCB landed enclave and the Tanglin area, and also the Dempsey area. So like, you know, if you are familiar with the area, Queen's Peak currently actually have a very good splendid view of the whole Tanglin and the GCB area. But I think once Penrith is up, I guess most of the Queen's Peak view will be actually the beautiful view will be actually be blocked by Penrith lah. Yeah, so as you can see that the land is a very rectangular piece of land, and we also come with the land size, right, it actually still can actually fit in a tennis court. Before we go on to the pros of buying Penrith, okay, maybe we should share like what are some of the reasons that people might not choose Penrith. Yeah, so the first one is actually the prestigious schools. So as we know that within this Queenstown area, there's no any popular or prestigious schools. Okay, so people that actually they are looking, or parents, or there's actually planning for their child to go to a good school or any prestigious school, then maybe Penrith may not be so suitable, because within the 1 kilometer there's no any good schools. Yeah, so the second reason may also be due to the small land plot size. Okay, so as mentioned earlier on, Penrith is only about sitting on about 122,000 square feet of land. So to some people, it might not be a very big plot, so people will think that it's too squeezy or overcrowded, you know, with like too many like neighbors too nearby or etc. And another reason for why that people might not choose Penrith, right, is because of the high rise, because it's a 40-story. So as we all know, developers will tend to actually load for high rise, right. They will tend to start off with a more attractive per square feet on the lower floors, you know, and when it hit into the medium floor or 20th floor above, it will actually have another price loading, and when we reach to the top, that will maybe hit to even a higher per square feet. So if during the balloting day, if your ballot number is not that nice, then and if you really love this project, then you might need to choose a higher floor units, and that might lead to a higher per square feet. Again, okay, let's talk about the prestigious school first. So just want to share that, okay, maybe this one, right, may not be a priority to many people actually nowadays, because as we can see that just our recent launch at Springleaf Residence at the Springleaf area do not have any top schools nearby, but it still actually managed to have 92% sold just during the launch weekend. So this is already a very strong factor to show that, you know, Having a good schools definitely, of course, is a plus point, but even without it, might not affects the result of the project so much nowadays. Other than Springleaf Residence, there's also many other projects actually in Singapore, in the west side, or whether in the west side or in the south side anyway area, that's not really the good school, but actually still profits very well. The next thing, when it comes to the small land plot size, so actually, as I mentioned earlier on just now, people will think that, okay, that's actually because of the land plot is very small, because we do have some projects that the land plot is too small and it's not enough to have a lot of facilities. But for Penrith itself, I think one good thing point is that it still managed to have a very big pool, and the good thing is that it can still manage to have a tennis court. Yeah, so like some projects that actually, like example, give example, Lantoria. Lantoria is the plot size at the Lantor area, right? Is also one of the smaller plot compared to like the other projects nearby. So unfortunately, it was not able to actually fit in a tennis court lah. So maybe to some people that actually do a lot of sports, or for some reasons they would love to have a tennis court inside. So Penrith is still a suitable piece of development for you that actually can fit in all the facilities, and we can see that the good thing for this site plan, you can see that the blocks are very, very far away. So like we mentioned earlier on, that we scared that the neighbors, all these are too squeezy or too packed, right? From here we can see that they are very, very far away, so you actually still have a lot of privacy. Another reason that we can say about overcrowding, example Penrith, we just now mentioned, is about 102,000, sorry, just now the error is not 122, it's 102,000 square feet of land. Okay, let's take a comparison with Sterling Residence, another project that is very near our vicinity, which is sitting on 227,000 square feet of land. We're just looking at the land size, where we would think that Sterling Residence is will be actually more comfortable and everything. But let's take a look at the number of units, right? It's total of 1,259 units, comparing to Penrith with only 462 units, right? Come to say, right, Penrith actually is less dense compared to Sterling Residences, which, like, although the land is smaller, so overall I think that it's quite equally spread out, and the overcrowding will not be an issue for Penrith as well. We, like I mentioned earlier on, that why people actually may not buy Penrith is because of the higher loading actually on higher floors. Okay, so I would like to actually draw another the recent launch of the Ori at Toa Payoh. Okay, also the two blocks of the high story, also about 40 floors. Okay, then you can see that on the launch day, where you also managed to sell 86%, right? Although, I mean, of course, we know that as we go up, right, of course, above the 30th floor, we can see that the loading is actually above 3,000 per square feet already. But not to doubt this, but some people, when they like the location, especially like example Toa Payoh, also lack of the supply, that people that really likes the area and stays there, they don't mind actually paying a bit more for the compared to the rest of the the lower floors. I mean, if people that actually love Queenstown, this area, and this time out at Penrith, you will for the north side enjoy the perfect greenery view from the GCB side and the Tanglin side. Yeah, so maybe people will not sometimes even they got a good banner number, they might choose the higher floor compared to the lower floor because they want the view. So much about the cons of it. I would like to address like why people will actually buy into Penrith. Okay, so there's I would say there's these four main reasons. First thing is about strategic location. It's also have a very strong resale demand, and on the other hand, there's a very lack of newer condos within the area. And the last one, of course, is everybody that's actually concerned regardless whether it's for investment, for own stay, is about the exit plan for Penrith. First thing, let's talk about the strategic location. I think location, no doubt. Okay, Penrith is, like I mentioned, is just located, right? Is at Margaret Drive, and it's just 4 minutes walk from the Queenstown MRT. So just to orientate you a bit, which is Queen's Peak here and Commonwealth Tower. So Penrith, right, is at least slightly behind Queen's Peak. The good thing, of course, some people would think that for Penrith, you see, is behind the main road. So maybe the visibility for Penrith will not be so high compared to Queen's Peak and Commonwealth Towers. Yeah, but I would say that the good point maybe on the other side will be Penrith will not actually have so much of the noise from the main road, as we know that this Commonwealth Road is actually a very busy road. So those that residing in Queen's Peak or Commonwealth Tower will know that facing this side, right, will actually have the road noise. Of course, putting aside the MRT track noise as well. So having Penrith here, right, well, actually I will say that is at a better location, okay, because one thing is that you are still walking distance to and sheltered all the way to the MRT, but on the other hand, you'll be away from all the road noise. So, and second thing of the good thing of Penrith, right, is that it's the first harmonized project, GLS land. Penrith is one of the last plot of the residential land that is closest to the MRT. So you see that there's many other new plots that will be coming up in the future. But being one of the closest to the MRT, right, Penrith will be the one of the last plot. Talking about the nearby projects, as I mentioned that, okay, there's a lack of the newer condos within the area. Okay, I have actually mapped out the 5 different condos that is actually a younger one. Okay, let's take a look at this. We have Margaret View, we have Commonwealth Towers, we have Queen's Peak, Queens, and Sterling Residences. So actually being Sterling Residences, right, which is the newest, right, among these 5, right, okay, is already launched 7 years ago. Given that Penrith, when it TOP in 2029, I believe that is already over the more of the 10 to 15 years mark. Is actually another advantage for Penrith, because I believe most buyers, right, if having the same vicinity and the amenities, buyers will tend to choose the condos that is really newer. Yeah. So let's take a look at the transaction prices around the area. Okay, because of the resale demand, we can see that the transactions within the area, just on these few condos, right, I have take Sterling Residence, Commonwealth Towers, Queen's Peak, and Margaret View, which is the few condos that's the newer condos, and also very near Penrith itself to take as a benchmark. For Sterling Residences being the newest, right, you can see that the transaction, right, is already almost crossing for 2-bedroom for the last over 1 year, have already almost crossing the 2 million mark. Is already highest already at 1.95, and the per square feet is reaching the highest about 2,589 per square feet already. And let's take a look at the transaction volume. Transaction volume is 69 units as Sterling Residences transacted just over for the 1 year. So from here, right, we can see that the demand for here, right, the demand always drives the transactions up. Yeah, so you can see that the higher the demand, the higher the number of transactions. Very, very healthy. You can see that 69 units for 2-bedroom, and for Commonwealth Towers have 14 units, and Margaret Drive also have 12 units. Let's take a look at the 3-bedrooms units, okay, for Sterling Residences, right. Okay, the highest per square feet is already transacted at 2,437 per square feet, and the price quantum we are looking at highest transacted is about 2.72 million for a resale condo. Actually already accepting these prices at this area itself. Yeah, and let's take a look at the last one, which is the 4-bedroom, which I have drawn out. You can see that Sterling Residences is already transacting highest at 3.55 million, and Queen's Peak, which is, I will say that one of the closest to the MRT, which is already transacted at 3.27 million. Okay, so for this one, you can see that the volume, right, is actually lesser. Okay, so why is it lesser? It's not because there's no demand, but on the other hand, it's because that people are not selling the big units, because most of the time they love bigger units are usually for own stay, and these people are, because there's very little owners selling, okay, because they love the area to stay, so the supply actually is very, very low. Yeah, so if going into Penrith, okay, maybe going into the bigger units might be an advantage for you. We have looking at the strong, we also have, you can see that there is a very strong appreciation for all the units. Okay, I've drawn out between the 4 condos, Commonwealth Tower, Queen's Peak, Margaret Drive, and Sterling Residence, based on the 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom, have very good profits. Like example, let's take a look at the 2-bedroom for Sterling Residence. We can see like maximum we are looking at 600 over 1,000 profit, and then for 4-bedroom is even crossing the 1 million mark for Sterling Residences. And even for the older one, which is Commonwealth Tower, which is one of the oldest among the 4 of them, you can see that it's still having a very good profit, like 700 over 1,000 and 500 over 1,000. Yeah, so from here, for this area, regardless of it for investment or for own stay, the capital appreciation is very strong and very stable looking at the volume of the transactions. So moving towards, okay, before I should do this video shoot, okay, actually the indicative price of Penrith have come out, okay, so it's a very attractive price, and it's starting from 2,437 per square feet. So as we viewed earlier on, you can see that even for the 2-bedroom units over here, which actually like Penrith only start with 2-bedroom units, you can see that the highest is already transacted at 2,375 per square feet for Sterling residences only. For Penrith itself, for the starting of 2,437 is a very safe entry price, okay, for people buying actually into Penrith. And for the 4-bedroom is only starting at, looking at the quantum, is only at 3.078 million, okay, which the highest transacted, as we can see earlier on, is already transacting at 3.55 for Sterling residences, the highest transacted, and 3.27 for Queen's Peak itself, which Queen's Peak is TOP in 2020. At the time Penrith TOP will be actually about 9 years already too. So Penrith definitely will be at a very good advantage because of the newer and also still very close to the MRT. Another reason that to say that why Penrith actually with these indicative prices of entering, we can see that it's very safe, okay, because let's take a look at the past transacted prices for the 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom within the RCR area and the OCR area. Okay, so you can see that Penrith just now, as I mentioned, is already at our starting for about 2,400 to 2,500 per square feet. Let's take a look at Chuan Park. You can see Chuan Park was launched actually last year. We can see the average are already transacted at 2,590, which is a OCR project. Yeah, and another one which is Alta located at Clementi at District 5, okay, is the highest average per square feet is also at 2,552. Yeah, for you to enter Penrith, which is a RCR project at about 2,400 to 2,500 per square feet, I think is very safe. Yeah. So what would you expect if actually you wouldn't get Penrith, right? Higher chance that you'll be actually paying more. Okay, the given reasons is because, as we all know, that the recent news of the newer plot of the land being bidded. Okay, let's take a look and you can see example Chuan Grove, the plot, okay, is actually being bidded at 1,376 per square feet PPR. So the average, right, for them to sell Chuan Grove, right, will be at least above 2,700 per square feet, because we have to add in the construction cost and miscellaneous cost lah. Yeah. So example, another one you can see that for Bayshore. Okay, Bayshore is actually another OCR project, have bidded at 1,388 per square feet. So in order for developers, a highly chance, right, they will need to launch above 2,800 per square feet. Yes, correct, 2,008 for OCR project. So compared to Penrith at the RCR, which is only launching at about 2,400 to 2,500, your exit is actually very safe, because all these projects are the ones actually will help you to cushion your price. Will actually come to the exit strategy, okay, which I think a lot of people will be very concerned of, like, okay, like there will be some concerns like, wow, there's so many actually condos nearby Penrith, would there actually be competitions and everything? And of course, I mean, I will say that definitely there will be competitions for the from the resale condos nearby you, but of course the layouts and the plans, the layout of the unit itself, and of course the pricing wise is also a very important factor to factor in when you exit in the future. Yeah, I would like to emphasize one of the very strong exit plan for Penrith is that as we all know, Penrith is located at this the Margaret Drive, which our nearby we have the Skyview at Dawson, we have the Sky Terrace at Dawson. So all this project I think is definitely not strange to anybody, because news have been keep coming up that they are selling over million, they are all the crossing over $1 million HDB. A look at block this 88 Dawson Road, which is very close to us. 4-room HDB already transacted at 1.238, and the 5-room is at 1.485. Let's take a look another one, which is Skyview at Dawson also. Okay, the highest is already at 1.4 million. Actually by slightly lower, of course much lower from the BTOs, okay, from the HDB. So their profit plus their CPF return, right, we easily able to afford our 3-bedroom, our from our 2-bedroom to our 4-bedroom wise, right, to enter without coming out much of their savings. Okay, they can use actually their cash proceeds plus their CPF to actually to bring down the down payment for Penrith. Another strong reason for a strong exit strategy, okay, for this from these HDB owners, right, upgraders, right, is that you can see that just within 1 year itself, it already have 159 transactions that is crossing the 1 million mark just in Queenstown area itself. These are the very strong pool of the upgraders, right, that will be actually buying from you when Penrith TOP is in 2029. A small little tips from our past, the last few launches. Okay, so we can see that from the example from the Upper House and Robertson Opus, right, which is actually just launched last month. Actually, during this the launches, right, we can see that actually there's a stronger take up for bigger units. Okay, people are moving towards that buying bigger units, and regardless for own stay or for investment. Last time people tend to buy many small units. Like example, they were if actually they have this amount of money, they will tend to buy maybe 2 small units and then rent out for better rental yield. But now the trend are moving more towards like buying bigger units. Okay, either for own stay or they rent out. They move towards the bigger units. The trend. If you are actually interested into going into Penrith, looking at just now your transaction volume, we can see that as we go up the level, the 3-bedroom and the 4-bedroom, right, is lesser in volume. Okay, not because that the demand is low, but it's indeed actually the supply is low. So if you are really buying Penrith into investment, maybe the bigger units might be a good choice for you, and will give you a better yield in the and a stronger demand in the future. Okay. So last but not least, of course, as we mentioned, as we all know that the recent one we have, other than Penrith, we also have the Skype at Holland. We also have Faber Residences at the Faber Walk, and we also have Zion Grand that will actually be launching, okay, very, very close to each other. And I'm sure that as a buyer, you are very confused of all the upcoming launches. Okay, so if you are not sure of because I will say that different projects will actually have their different attributes, and it really depends on what type of the budget actually you have, and actually what type of attributes actually you're looking at, as different project will have different pros and cons. So do reach out to me if you're not sure of what are the projects that you are keen into, or you like to more detailed analysis on any of the projects. Do feel free to contact me on any of my socials. And before I end, I would like to thank you everyone for watching till the end, and do help me to subscribe, and so that I can produce more videos, and so that I can share to more of the other viewers. And thank you for watching once again, and I would like to hear from you soon. Bye.